From the combined crew of blindandroidusers.com and accessibleandroid.com, it's time for your favorite Android podcast. Kick back now and enjoy another fine episode from these fanboys and gals as they navigate Android from a blindness perspective. And now, here's your crew. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to episode 244 of the Blind Android Users podcast. We're recording today, August the 9th, 2025. I'm Warren Carr from the state of Washington, alongside with my co-host,
John Dyer from the state of Virginia.
And we do have a special guest in the way of
Tyler Merren from Michigan.
Welcome, guys, to episode 244. Coming up in this episode, we are focused on ReVision fitness, and this is why we have Tyler here to update us with what's going on and talk about what ReVision fitness is. For those of you who haven't heard us, we had Tyler like 3 years ago. Following that, we have the app of the week. And of course, we're talking about a brand new app, which is still in the early access. We're talking about the Soundscape here, a Microsoft navigational app that is now available for Android in its early access. And to conclude today's episode, John brings us the tip of the week, where we show you how to manage the recent apps on your Samsung phone. And that will be what we'll be talking about today in this episode. Let's do some wellness check. John, what's going on there in Virginia land? I know it's the weekend here and all that good stuff. Anything special? What's going on?
Well, if you count my birthday as special, then yeah, tomorrow is my birthday, but I'm gonna be going out to celebrating tonight, going out to eat with my parents. And yeah, other than that, just a typical week.
It's exciting. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, John. Come on, man. You didn't even let us know last week. What's the deal?
Yeah, this is why I will not be on the podcast next week, because we're actually going out of town for it. Going to take a little trip to the mountains next week.
Exciting.
Nice. I like the sound of that. Cool off a little bit. Up in the mountains is always cooler. Tyler, what's going on? Catch us up a little bit. What's going on in Michigan? You're from the state of Michigan, right?
Yes.
Michigan. How's the weather out there?
It's beautiful. This Michigan in the summertime is gorgeous. I mean, it gets a little warm, but it's not crazy hot. It's in the upper 80s, a little humid, but it is beautiful this time of year. And since the last time we chatted, we actually moved. So I was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the last time we talked. My family and I moved back up to Michigan, where I'm from originally, following some work and doing some different things, getting closer to family and all of that. So, yeah, we settled in really nicely. We've got a beautiful house in a small town, kind of dead end street, quiet neighborhood, good neighbors. So we're pretty excited. Yeah, it's very, very nice.
A little one-horse town, just like me. I like the sound of little towns.
Yeah,
because it's always quiet. You can sit out there, whether it's like late in the night or whatever. Nothing to fear.
You say it's always quiet in your little town, but it isn't on the 4th of July.
That is true.
No.
Yeah,
4th of July is terrible here. It's like a war zone. So yeah,
we actually have
small towns are good for fireworks.
All right.
Yeah,
we have a big, I guess, a Danish culture in our town. So every year around this time, they do the Danish festival, which a lot of people come in for, and that gets a little crazy. So, we got a few ups and downs here too, but it's a very fun festival, and they do such a good job with it. So my daughter is going to be in the parade. She's one of the Danish dandies, waving a flag and stuff. It's very, very fun.
Nice. Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews with developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this week's episode, here's your Spotlight. – We now turn our attention to the Spotlight segment, and we're talking about the ReVision Fitness. And this is where Tyler's going to update us about what's going on with ReVision. And those of you that don't know what ReVision is, Tyler, let's start though a little bit with the history of ReVision, because it's been like 3 years since we last had you on here. I can't believe that time has flown by this much. But as always, we say, come back again. And I can't believe we haven't had you in 3 years. So this is the first time in 3 years. So give us a little update. Those that are not familiar with what ReVision is, talk about that. And now update us as to what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's more me. I'm tough to pin down sometimes, but yeah, 3 years ago, joined you all on this podcast and talked about the program, which had been launched not too long previously to that. But one of the things that was really neat about that podcast is recently we had just launched the iOS and Google versions, the Android versions of the program. So that was kind of the big news, and that was what was really exciting. And since then, we've made several updates, and I'm really excited to bring those out. But I guess a little backstory on what this is. So I'm a personal trainer by trade. I'm an elite athlete. I competed for the U.S. Paralympic team in the sport of goalball for 20-ish years, 22, 23 years. Actually just retired from the team a few months ago. So I am all done competing at that level. And yeah, it was an amazing experience. Traveled all over the world doing it, worked with some great coaches and great strength and conditioning specialists. And but my education is in fitness, specifically exercise science. So I went to Western Michigan University, got my bachelor's in exercise science, and became a personal trainer, a strength and conditioning coach. I got nationally certified in strength and conditioning. So spent a number of years working full time as a master trainer for 24 Hour Fitness and a few other gyms. Just enjoying teaching people how to do fitness, right? And I think it was about 2018, so about 7 years ago now, that I had a moment of insight where I had known for a long time that I wanted to help people a little bit more in my community, in the blindness community, like connect with fitness. And I had a moment where I was interacting with a young single mother who had come into the gym that I was working at, and she was really needing help with her fitness stuff, but just as a single mom couldn't afford a personal trainer and all of that. And so it really kickstarted this whole thing for me where I talked to my wife about it and kind of came up with this idea and started piecing together this program, and eventually came out with ReVision Fitness, which is live and thriving and growing to this day on the web, on iOS and on Android.
And the interesting thing is that you yourself, you're blind. And so this is what makes it interesting. The whole idea, though, is that ReVision is not just only for the blind, but it's for everyone. But the most important part, though, is that this is audio based. And a lot has happened since then, Tyler. And get us caught up as to what's going on. You guys have moved. So family-wise, you moved the family home from Fort Wayne, Indiana to Michigan proper now. And ReVision is still going on. Any plans? Talk about events. I know you and I caught up a little bit a few days ago on email as to what's going on about some event that you have coming up. Talk to us about that event and how people could be part of that event.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I have a document. I have hundreds of them that are that are pages and pages long of all the things that I want to bring to the program. And as you mentioned, this program, ReVision Fitness, is like it's just meant to be universally accessible, right? So I designed it in a way that a lot of people who are sighted use it pretty regularly because People don't really want to be looking at the screen while they're trying to do a workout, right? So it's all audio based, text based. It's made with accessibility, even for those who are hard of hearing. A lot of the text based, being able to toggle off the music during a workout to be able to access the instruction a little bit better. So there's a lot of thought that went into that part of it. But yeah, so I've been adding material since we last talked. So since that time, we've added instructions to the program for yoga workouts, for example, for resistance band training. I've added a brand new section called the My Stats page, where a user can go onto the app and plug in some of their information, their age, their height, their weight, their goals. There's a few fitness tests you can do, a 1-minute squats and 1-minute push-ups, a YMCA submaximal test. And it'll kick back a bunch of cool information about, kind of where you are with your fitness, right? And give some recommendations based on that. So some really, really fun, useful tools that I've added to it. And the most recent thing that we're doing is I've built a what I've named the Starting Line to 5K running program. So what this program is, it's a build-up program. It's an interval running program that's 10 weeks long, that's designed to kind of take you from very little or no running experience, or if you're an experienced runner, you've just been out of the game for a little while, it kind of slowly builds up your stamina, getting a little more challenging each week, 3 runs a week for 10 weeks to build you all the way up to being able to do a full 5K run, 3.1 miles. And alongside that program, we've got, guides and other material that we've produced, and a few more things that are going to come out that'll support you through this kind of running journey, right? Like, there's so many people who I don't know how to run. I can't run. I'm not a runner. And to be fair, some of us are built a little bit better for it than others, but all of us are designed for it, right? All of us are able to do that. And so I talk through a lot of adaptations for it and a lot of modifications. Whether you go out and jog on the trail, you get a guide, you are on a treadmill and elliptical, or you're just jogging in place in your living room, right? It's something that is pretty accessible for anybody.
So from the sounds of it, though, Tyler, this does not need any special equipment. In most of the time, people think, how am I going to afford to get, equipment needed and all of that. But from the sounds of it, this is something that one could do even if you don't have an equipment. And I was thinking as you were talking about the running, and I'm like, someone could be saying, yeah, gosh, I couldn't be running. I'm a blind person. I'm afraid of running and all of that. But I'm glad you explained it, though, that one could do the running in one of 3 different or maybe 4 different ways. You could do it on a treadmill if you have one, or if you like, you can do what we call running on the spot, and you could be,
absolutely,
you could be doing that as well. And so, or if you have someone like a partner that you run with, or you have a sighted person that you guys go out together and run together, people do that a lot. So we have other ways of running. So in other words, there's nothing here to stop one from doing this. If you really want to be part of the fitness and you want to stay fit, one could participate, since most of this could be virtual. You don't have to be out there. You're afraid of the sun, or you're afraid of the wind, or whatever the case may be. And if you live by a lake and you're afraid of falling into the lake, you don't have to go out, right, Tyler?
Yeah.
Michigan has lots of lakes and all
lots
of that.
Of lakes in Michigan.
Or afraid of the edge of the sidewalk. That's what I'm.
Yeah, sure. Rolling your ankle.
Yes.
Listen, I 100% understand that. Yeah, and so totally valid. And so I have a fitness guide that I put together specifically for running, and it talks about how to keep yourself safe when running, the proper running technique. What should it look like? Your step count, all kinds of things. There's a whole section on, hey, if you get a guide to run with you, kind of how can you do that? How does that work? How do you use a tether or constant contact guide, or different high contrast sound source guide? So yeah, we lay all of that out to help kind of support the user in this. But like you said, Warren, you can just if you want to jog in place, you want to use a treadmill or an elliptical, or I even say in there, like, look, sit down on a bicycle or do a rowing machine, do it in a pool. That's fine, because really what it is, it comes down to, it's just an interval program. So it's all queued up. There's all preset timers for when you're supposed to kind of pick up your speed and do the running portion, and then when you slow down and walk. And for this program, there's even an option for a coaching track. So you go into, let's say, you open up ReVision Fitness, and you go into the fitness studio and scroll down and find the 10-week starting line to 5K program, and you open up week 1. So you've got day 1, 2, and 3 of week 1. You have the option to choose day 1 or day 1 with coaching. So day 1 is just the preset time. You can toggle the music on and off, just depending on what you got going on in the background. Or you can select the coaching track, and I actually do the run with you then. So I recorded myself going through this program and kind of coaching you through it and encouraging you through it. And there's a few moments where I wasn't sure I was going to make it, because I'm trying to talk and coach and run, and but it was fun. I enjoyed it. And my family and I actually will be doing this challenge live for 10 weeks starting September 1st. So that's the challenge I'm throwing out there. It's live on the app right now, and I'm offering to any user, any new user or pre-existing user, anybody with an expired account, if you signed up before and you just didn't quite maintain the access for whatever reason, that's totally fine. I'm offering to open up anybody's account through September 15th to join me for the first 2 weeks of this running program and check out some of the other materials that we've added over the last couple of years, and to see if it's something that will work well for them.
So in other words, if one hasn't been using this for quite a spell, and now they're just kind of deciding to come back, you're going to activate the account for them. It's going to be free for them to join,
Yes.
participate in this. And as you indicated, this challenge starting on September 1st
Yep.
here. And it doesn't matter if one joins or starts September 1st or maybe September 2nd, but at least it's open to join as late as September 15th, right?
Yes, exactly. And I will be posting in the app, in my Facebook group, just kind of updates on the run, and encouraging people to comment on there and kind of update the community with their runs and how they're doing. And so, yeah, making it kind of a community event through the app and through my Facebook group as well. So yeah, it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be encouraging, to kind of get people moving. And something I'd like to throw out there too, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, man, I want to go out and go for a run. I would love somebody to go with me, but I don't want to bother anybody with this. I mean, have to have somebody come out and guide me. Something to keep in mind is this kind of running program is extremely popular. I use this with my clients all the time. Some of my family have gone through it. It's been very successful with it. And people want to do this sort of thing. They have a desire to, and sometimes they just need a little extra boost. So you going to your neighbor or your friend or cousin or wherever and saying, I need somebody to guide me through this program. Will you come running with me? That might be the thing that they really need to get themselves moving as well. So, don't see yourself as a burden in that. See yourself as a coach or somebody supporting another person doing this fitness run, and get everybody moving together, get them healthy, because I think that's a great way to partner with somebody.
You know, the good thing though is that you're starting this challenge in the month of September. Sometimes we have that chill of an early fall. And so sometimes it's not that hot in September, to be honest. It's one of the favorite times of the year that I look forward to, in the fall, come out in the morning and crisp and nice feeling. The air is just nice and cold, and
Absolutely.
it's just a good time to either go on a run like you indicated, or, whatever time it is, whether it's in the evening or whatever. So I think you've chosen the correct time though, or time of year to start this in the fall. I mean, September, fall begins sometime in the month of September. So yeah, guys, the good idea here is that you could invite a friend and, participate together. And I think that gives one other way of getting people to come along and be part of this great program. I'm glad you come on here, talk about it. And I'm thinking that we'll have a lot of people that would like to come and
I'm hoping so. And I'm excited about, it's funny because I have a whole slew of notes and documents and files and things that I've started or taken some ideas down for this program. This running program is something I started years ago and paused and kind of moved on to some different things, some more pressing things. And I finally came back to it a few months ago and said, I really want to finish this. I think this would be a great program. And so I dug into it pretty hard, and I really like the way that it came out. I'm looking forward to feedback on it and the experience that people have with it, because I'm super excited for it. And if you want your account opened up with ReVision Fitness, if you don't have an account, super easy. You can go to revisionfitnessapp.com or the App Store or Google Play and download ReVision Fitness. Super easy process to sign up. And what you can do once you're signed up, or if you already have an existing account, you can just send me an email through the app or find me on Facebook or anything like that and just say, hey, I want to join you for that challenge. Can you open up my account? I've had a few dozen people do that already, and I'm getting emails every day and messages every day for people who want to open up their account, check out some of the new features, and join us for the challenge. So super easy to do.
I have a couple of questions for you. The first being, I probably know the answer to this, but just want to clarify: can you join this from anywhere in the world? Is this available in any country that you get the Play Store in?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Great.
Yep. As far as I know, it's available any country, anywhere. A lot of the units that I use are English units, so feet and miles and things like that. So if you're used to kilometers and other things like that, although this is a 5K run, but so a lot of it I use pounds and all. So if you're not used to that so much, my apologies. I do my best to try to bring all of those numbers out, but I think it's available pretty much everywhere and meant to be so.
Awesome. And also, is there a cost to this? Is it a subscription model? Is it free? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a great question. It is a subscription model. So the cost, and I know because it's available everywhere, this isn't the exact price for every place, but I'll say, so within the United States, it's $5.99 a month or $59.99 for the year.
Okay.
And so it's,
that's reasonable.
Yeah, a couple of cups of coffee at Starbucks for the month, and it's
one cup these days.
Yeah,
depending on what size you get.
Yeah, right. And it's just that allows me to I'm working with my developers right now for the next round of updates. I've got some new features that I'm going to keep building in. I've got some cool stuff that I'm coming out with, making it easier for the users to access. So that subscription really just helps me keep the program going. It's a passion for me to make it accessible for people who are blind. And that was the dream of this program, to make it fully available for people who are blind. And Warren, as you mentioned too, I would say 90% of the material on the program you don't need any equipment for. I do have more now with like yoga and resistance bands. And, if you're going to do a running program, you should probably have a good pair of running shoes and that sort of thing. But in general, it's not expensive, far, far less expensive than a gym membership or, buying your own home equipment, that sort of thing.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much, Tyler. This has been great having you on here and talking about ReVision Fitness. I can't believe it's taken us 3 years for you to come back, but I guess part of it is because, you are busy running all of that good stuff. But I'm glad, we're finally talking about it, and most especially that challenge that's coming up here. Tyler, how about you go ahead and tell people how to get hold of us? I know get hold of you rather. You've mentioned people could go to revisionfitnessapp.com, or you could also do it from within the app, whether you got it from Play Store, from Apple Store. And one could also find you on Facebook, right? So lots of different ways on how to contact you.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, again, you can go to the App Store or Google Play and just ReVision Fitness, ReVision. It's actually, the title is capital R, lowercase e, capital V. So ReVision is kind of a play on words, but ReVision Fitness. And once you download the app, in the More tab, there's a Contact Us button. It just sends an email directly to me. Happy to respond that way. You can also send an email to Tyler Merren, it's MERREN, at revisionfitnessapp.com. You can also go to revisionfitnessapp.com and sign up there. So it's a web platform, Android and Apple platform. It's all the same. Once you have an account established, you can also access the program through any either of those three platforms. Facebook, Tyler Merren. My Facebook group is ReVision Training with Tyler Merren, Fitness VIPs, very important persons. And we are an active group, lots of kind of resources shared on there, just not even just about my app or anything like that, but just general fitness stuff. And we'll be pretty active through the challenge on there. So yeah, reach out to me. Happy to answer just general questions, but hoping people will jump on and join the challenge.
Thank you so much, Tyler. It's great having you, and we hope to catch up with you again. Maybe you could join us on October 26th. It's going to be our fourth quarter listener session and developer session. So I'm sorry you are not with us. A couple of weeks ago, I didn't get hold of you for some reason. So I hope
It's
you,
okay.
then you could give us an update on the program.
We're here now. That would be great.
Yeah,
that would be great.
October 26th, put that on your calendar.
I'll do that.
It's going to be our fourth quarter of Open Listener Session for 2025. And we look forward to seeing you and interacting with our listeners and all of that great stuff.
It's always great being here with you, Warren and John. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yeah.
Glad you, my man.
It's good to meet you.
Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations. Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your App of the Week. Chugging along now, we move on to the App of the Week. And this time, of course, we're talking about that Soundscape that I mentioned earlier on. And here's that little demo of Soundscape. Hi, as we continue with our App of the Week series for episode 244 App of the Week, this is demonstrating a long-awaited app that has been adapted for Android, and I'm talking about the Soundscape app. Soundscape was something that Microsoft developed for iOS, And for a long time, we kept asking about it and nothing got done about it until Microsoft discontinued that service on iOS. And now a group from the UK known as the Scottish Tech Army has brought it for Android. And I do want to mention here in passing that this is still in the early access stage. Thus, some things may not be behaving as expected. And just keep that in mind that this is still at an early access. For today's demonstration, I'll be utilizing my Pixel 9 Pro XL running Android 16 QPR1 and Android Accessibility Suite 16.x. I am on the play page of Soundscape and will now navigate to the About so we hear the description of the app, and thereafter come back to the installation page and tap on that install, and let's get started with soundscaping. Here is the About.
About this app. Heading. Google Play Store. Soundscape. Details. Out of list. Soundscape is a 3D audio navigation app for the blind and visually impaired. Soundscape uses 3D audio technology to help users with visual impairment build a fuller and more complete awareness of urban environments, giving them a richer understanding of where they are and what is around them. This in turn helps them to navigate with greater confidence and more independence. Users can search for destinations and then save markers and route information which they can use to help guide them. As they travel, they will hear a description of upcoming road junctions along with nearby points of interest. App info. Version 0.0.96. Updated on July 29, 2025. Downloads. 100 plus downloads. Download size. 24.24 megabytes. Required OS. Android 11 and up. Offered by Scottish Tech Army.
And that's both the description and the history of the app. I'll now go back though to that installation page and tap on that install.
Play Store. About this app. Install. Button. Pending. Verified by Play Protect. Navigate up. Button. Out of list. Soundscape. 0%. 70%. 86%. 100%. Installing. Thanks for trying out this app before it's released. Alert. Checking for updates for where. Button. Open.
I am done with the installation and now sitting on the open button, and I'll now tap to open the app.
Soundscape. Welcome. Out of list.
First thing we heard was welcome. Putting my finger down.
Navigate with confidence using Soundscape spatial audio.
And
Get started. Button.
get started in the middle toward the bottom, right there in the middle of the phone. And I'll tap here.
Select the language you would like Soundscape to use. You can always change your selection in the app settings.
We're on the next screen now, and this has to do with language selection. I would like to assume that it actually would just go with your system language. However, if that's not the case, then you tap on where it says language and go choose the language that you would like to use it with.
Selected. English. Button.
And we have English selected. So if your language is not showing, you tap here to go find your language. And below that, in the middle of the phone,
Continue. Button.
continue button.
Continue. Button.
We're on the next page and putting my finger near the top.
When navigating with Soundscape, you will be guided by an audio beacon. To do that, Soundscape needs you to enable the following permissions.
And here are the permissions required.
Location services with precise location. This permission is required.
Next,
Notifications. This permission is required.
next,
Motion and fitness. This permission is required.
and
Continue. Button.
continue in the middle of the phone.
Allow Soundscape to access this device's location. This app stated it may share location data with third parties.
We're now on that permission and moving next.
Selected. Precise. Radio button. 1 of 2. In list. 2 items.
By default, the precise is selected and moving on.
Not selected. Approximate. Radio button. 2 of 2.
And I'm going to tap on while using the app.
While using the app. Button. Out of list.
There we go.
Allow Soundscape to send you notifications. Allow. Button.
We now come to the notification, and you guys know that I'm notorious for not wanting notifications of any sort. However, for this one though, since it's a navigational app, I'll let it have that access, because without that, I wouldn't be able to tell when I come to an intersection or when it tells me where to turn. I'll now tap on that allow.
Soundscape. Continue. Button.
We're on the next page and putting my finger near the top.
Listening to Soundscape. Heading.
We heard listen to Soundscape, moving on down.
Soundscape works great with any pair of headphones. If you would like to use headphones, grab them now.
Moving on next.
If you don't have headphones or would prefer not to use them, that's alright. Soundscape will work with the speakers on your phone.
And next,
Continue button.
we have the continue button. I'm doing this recording on my computer with a headset connected to it where my phone is paired to the computer, and I'm believing that I should be able to hear what it says via the computer. So I'll now tap on the continue.
Continue button.
We're on the next screen and putting my finger down near the top.
Hear your surroundings. Heading.
We come across hearing our surrounding and moving on.
Soundscape helps you stay aware of where you are and where you're going by calling out roads, intersections, and points of interest as you approach them.
Okay.
Listen to an example of what Soundscape might call out on your next walk.
And
Listen button.
I'm going to tap on listen.
Cafe. Main Street goes left. Main Street goes right.
And next,
Continue button.
continue there in the middle of phone, and I tap.
Continue button. Disable.
We're on the next screen now, and we heard continue disabled because we haven't enabled some items here. And putting my finger near the top, here's what we got.
Listen to the available audio beacons and select your preference.
We come across a selection of the sounds or the beacons you would like to hear, and here are the items.
This can be changed later in app settings. Not selected. Original. In list.
We have the original. Let's tap here to hear what the original one sounds like.
Selected.
I hope you can hear that. Go ta, 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 ta. Okay, next.
Not selected. Current.
Next one is current.
Selected.
Tan, 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 tan. I think I like this one. Next.
Not selected. Tactile.
Next is tactile and tapping on that.
Selected.
Tap, 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 tap. I don't think I care too much about that one. Next,
Not selected. Flare.
we come across flare, and I'll tap.
Selected.
Reminds you of kindergarten days. That's the flare. Next,
Not selected. Shimmer.
here's shimmer.
Selected.
Another kindergarten sound also. Wind chimes. Next,
Not selected. Ping.
here's ping.
Selected.
Moving from ping, we got
Not selected. Drop. Selected.
that's drop. Moving from drop, we got
Not selected. Signal.
signal.
Selected.
Kind of sounds the same to me, just that the pattern's a little bit different. Next,
Not selected. Signal. Slow.
next,
Not selected. Signal. Very slow.
next.
Not selected. Mallet.
Let's try this one.
Selected.
Next,
Not selected. Mallet. Slow.
next,
Not selected. Mallet. Very slow.
next
Continue. Button. Out of list.
is the continue button. I'm going to go back though toward the top and choose that one that I liked. I think that's the current.
Not selected. Current. In list.
There we go.
Selected.
And now toward the bottom in the middle.
Continue. Button. Continue. Button. Disabled.
All right, now we're on the next page, and here's what we got.
Your use of Soundscape is subject to the terms of a Scottish Tech Army Services Agreement and the terms set out below. Together, the terms of use.
Next,
You acknowledge that Soundscape 1 is not designed, intended, or made available as a medical device, and 2 is not designed or intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or judgment, and should not be used to replace or as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or judgment. Less than BR. Greater than safety notice. Less than BR. Greater than Soundscape is a navigation aid and should not be used in lieu of mobility skills, being aware of your surroundings, and good judgment. Use caution when navigating your environment, as the mapping data incorporated into the Soundscape program is captured from a third-party program, and therefore, there may be limitations with the accuracy of the information presented.
Next.
Accept terms of use. Checkbox.
And we got a checkbox here. I'm going to tap to accept.
Check.
And below that,
Continue. Button.
continue button.
You're all set. Heading.
We heard you're all set, and moving on down.
You are ready for your first walk with Soundscape. To try it now, just choose a nearby destination, start the audio beacon, and you'll hear it in the direction of your destination.
And in the middle,
Finish. Button.
we got the finish. I'll tap here.
Soundscape. Menu. Button.
We're in the menu eye of the app, and the first thing we heard was menu, which is found on the top left corner of the phone. And then to the top right corner is
Sleep. Button.
the sleep button. In other words, if you tap here, it's going to pause all the notification or telling you where to turn and all of that. Moving on down,
Edit box. Search. Choose destination.
we have the edit field where you would type in the destination you want to navigate to and find it from the result. Below that, though, we got,
Places nearby. Button. Heading.
we heard a places nearby heading, and these things are arranged across the screen. The next one is
Markers and routes. Button.
markers and routes. Next,
Current location. Button.
current location. Next,
Showing a map created with Map Libre. Scroll by dragging two fingers. Zoom by pinching two fingers.
next,
Make the map full screen. Button.
and there's a make the map full screen. And below that,
Hear my surroundings. Heading.
we come across Hear My Surrounding. But before we get to that heading, though, let's go back to the top and explore some of these ones that we saw. Let's start, though, with
Places nearby. Button. Heading.
places nearby, and I tap.
Back.
We heard back, and that's on the top left corner, and moving on down,
Places nearby.
we got
All places. In list.
all places,
Public transit. Food and drink. Groceries and convenience stores. Banks and ATMs. Intersection.
and that's the last one there. I live in a very small town, one-horse town, and I'm not sure. Let's try something. See,
Banks and ATMs.
I think we have a community bank. I'm not sure. Let's tap here.
Back. Out of list. Banks and ATMs.
I don't see any, so I'm going to go back.
Menu. Button.
All right, so now let's move to the next heading that I saw, which was
Hear my surroundings. Heading.
Hear My Surrounding. And below that, though, we've got some buttons going from left to right. We got
My location. Button.
My Location and
Around. Me. Button.
Around Me. Let's tap here, see if it sees anything around me.
Holy Rosary Hall, 85 meters. Holy Rosary School, 265 meters. Moxie Elementary School, 440 meters.
As you can hear, it sounds either to the right or to the left. Next, we got
Ahead of me. Button.
ahead of me. So in other words, the street that is up ahead of me. And if I tap here, for example,
There is nothing to call out right now.
oh, okay, I'm in my house. It better not be. Next,
Nearby. Markers. Button.
we come to the nearby markers, or this would have to do with bookmarks and things like that that you've created. Because if I tap here, nothing happens because I haven't created anything. Let's go back, though, to the top and tap on that menu there found on the top left corner.
Menu. Button. Navigation menu. Close menu. Button.
The first thing we heard was close menu, and that's there on the top left corner. Moving on down,
Settings. Tab.
We got settings tab, and it's going across the screen. The same thing is true of the following.
Help and tutorials. Tab.
Next.
Rate. Tab.
Next.
About Soundscape. Tab.
Next.
Version 0.0.96.
And that's a button there at the bottom right corner of the phone. That's the last item. Let's go back though and tap on that settings tab.
Settings. Tab. Soundscape. Back. In list.
Tapping on settings, we heard back there on the top left corner. Moving on down, we got
Manage callouts. Heading.
manage the callouts.
On. Allow callouts. Switch.
And if you don't want to hear the callouts, you could turn this off. Next.
On. Places and landmarks. Switch.
You want to hear places and landmarks. Next.
On. Mobility. Switch.
Mobility.
On. Distance to the audio beacon. Switch.
In other words, it will tell you how close you are to that beacon that you've set. Next.
Off. Unnamed roads. Switch.
Unnamed roads. I probably am going to turn this on.
On.
I live in too small of a town. Next.
Manage accessibility. Heading.
We now come across a heading that says Manage Accessibility, and below that, here are the items that we encounter.
On. Use light theme. Switch.
By default, it uses a light theme, and if you want a dark theme, then you tap on this to turn it off, I believe.
Off.
Yep, and now mine is dark theme. Next.
Theme contrast. High.
Next.
Manage audio. Heading.
We come across the management of audio. In other words,
Audio styles. Current.
if you want to change, for example, I chose the current. If I wanted to go and choose the original or the tactile or whatever, the drop, this is where you tap to go make that change. Next.
Voices. Default.
We now come across voices. In other words, the voice that we heard telling me the things around me and all of that, basically the navigational voice. If you want to choose something other than the default that you have, then you tap here to go make that choice. Let's go in here just for giggles, see what we have.
Dialogue. Voices. Out of list.
We're now on the voices page, and starting from the top, here's what we got.
NSX TPF local is choice 1 out of 10. NSX TPF local. In list.
Next.
NSX SFG local is choice 2 out of 10.
Next.
NSX IOB local is choice 3 out of 10. NSX IOB local.
Next.
NSX IOM local is choice 4 out of 10. NSX IOM local.
Next.
NUS language is choice 5 out of 10. NUS language.
Next.
NSX TPD local is choice 6 out of 10. NSX TPD local.
Next.
NSX MSM00013 local is choice 7 out of 10. NSX MSM00013 local.
Next.
NSX IOG local is choice 8 out of 10. NSX IOG local.
Next.
NSX TPC local is choice 9 out of 10. NSX TPC local.
And
NSX IOL local is choice 10 out of 10. NSX IOL local.
the only thing, though, is that if you tap on any of these, you wouldn't hear what it sounds like. It would be nice if we have like a sample button to the right of each of these. So, for example, if I,
NSX IOG local is choice 8 out of 10. NSX IOG local.
let's say I tap on this one,
Soundscape. Voices. NSX IOG local. In list.
I'm taken to the previous page where I tap on that voices. Moving on next.
Speaking rate.
Next.
36%. Slider.
If you want it faster, just increase that slider. Next.
1.0x.
Next.
Debug settings. Heading.
Next.
Off. Enable recording of travel. Switch.
That's totally up to you if you want to record that. Next.
Off. Enable accessible map styling. Switch.
And that's the last item. Let's go back.
Navigation menu. Settings. Tab. Out of list.
And now I'm going to tap on the back on the top left.
Back. Navigation menu. Settings. Tab. Out of list.
And on the right hand side is
Close navigation menu.
close navigation menu.
Soundscape. Menu. Button.
We're now back in the menu eye. Now I'm going to try to hear what that voice I chose, which is voice number 8.
Around. Me.
So I'll
Button.
tap around me.
Holy Rosary Hall, 85 meters. Holy Rosary School, 265 meters. Moxie Elementary School, 440 meters.
So definitely for me, I think it's probably going to be voice number one. I'll figure out which one voice number one was. I'm not sure I won this one. But now, though, let's go ahead and take a look on how you go about finding places you want to go to. For example, we move to the top area there in the edit field.
Edit box. Search. Choose destination.
And I'm going to tap.
Showing English, US, QWERTY.
And when it comes to demonstrating these navigational apps, I always use the post office address here in my little town. And I'm going to try that same address, see if I find it. So I'll tap on that voice dictation.
Use voice typing. Microphone in use.
202 East Seattle Avenue.
Voice typing stopped. Use voice typing.
And now, looking at the results.
Editing. 202 East Seattle Avenue. Edit box.
Moving
Search.
down.
Windows. Unlabeled. In list. Detected text 186.60 kilometers. 92022 th Avenue East 98,112 Seattle, United States.
It's not seeing the one in my town. It's telling me the one like over 100 miles from here.
Unlabeled. Detected text 186.65 kilometers. Degree 200 to 25th Avenue East 98,112 Seattle, United States. Unlabeled. Detected text 186.75 kilometers. 200 to 24th Avenue East, 98,112 Seattle, United States.
I'm going to scroll down, see if mine is at the bottom.
Unlabeled. Detected text 187.05 kilometers. 92019 th Avenue East, 98,112 Seattle, United States. Unlabeled.
Definitely it's not seeing anything in my little town. So maybe I'm going to change from the address to just calling out the establishment.
Delete. 2 deleted.
Now I'm going to just search for United States Post Office.
Use voice typing. Microphone in use.
United States Post Office.
Voice typing stopped. Use voice typing.
And let's look at what we got.
Editing. United States Post Office. United States Post Office. In list. United States Post Office.
It's not telling me where they are. I'm going to tap on one of them, the first one.
United States Post Office. Cleared text. Back. Out of list. Location details.
And we hear location details.
United States Post Office. 8.85 kilometers.
So that's not the one near me. That's the one in the next town. And below that,
Main Street. 98,939. United States.
it's not even telling me where the address is next.
Start audio beacon.
You could start the audio beacon next.
Save as marker.
You could save it as a marker.
Soundscape Street Preview.
And the Soundscape preview.
Share.
Share.
Showing a map created with Map Libre. Scroll by dragging 2 fingers. Zoom by pinching 2 fingers.
And at the very bottom right corner,
Make the map full screen. Button.
that's the last item that we have. Let's go back. Well, with that, I come to the conclusion of this recording, but before I get out of here, let's go ahead and tap on that sleep found on the top right corner of the phone and hear what the sleep has to do about. Here's the sleep button.
Sleep. Button. Sleeping. Soundscape is currently sleeping. This prevents Soundscape from using location services or downloading data. This conserves battery when you are not using Soundscape. Tap the button below to wake up Soundscape.
And at the bottom
Wake up now. Button.
is the wake up now. If I tap here,
Menu. Button.
I'm back in the menu eye and I heard a little notification sound on my phone. And that concludes a demonstration of the Soundscape for Android. And our thanks to the Scottish Tech Army. Looking forward to having those guys come on to the podcast and talk about it. Thanks for listening. And that's that demo of the Soundscape. John, have you installed the app yet or you still haven't?
I did install it and I did play around with it. It's a cool little app. You know, it's one of those things you never know what you're missing, right? So it's something I didn't think I would want, but you know, just playing around with it for a little bit, it's really cool. Like when I mentioned I'm going on a trip next week, I'm just gonna have that thing open and just like use it to explore around me while we're like driving and stuff, because I mean, it is a really cool concept, and it seems to work pretty decently. I mean, I haven't left the house, but it told me where things were, and I could tell by when I would turn my phone that the gyroscope or whatever was working correctly. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Have you
So,
used it out and about yet?
yeah, I took it out on a walk on that was Thursday, I believe, and I like it. The one thing though that I would like to see it get corrected. I mean, there's some other issues in there, but especially when you're walking. Let's say I'm walking on Tacoma, that's the street I was using, for example. And so I'm walking along Tacoma and I'm coming up across a street called Anna Clear. And it will say Anna Clear, next in a section or coming up, Anna Clear, and then straight ahead, Tacoma, and then Anna Clear. And then, because I'm kind of like, straight ahead, it kind of would make someone think that that's the next street they're going to come up to. But in reality, the street you're walking on is being referred to as ahead. Yeah. So I think that's kind of a little bit, in my thinking.
So it's just the wording of it?
Yes,
that
the
you think
wording
needs
is
to be
not
adjusted?
correct.
Okay.
I'm looking at Lazarillo. Lazarillo will tell you continue on Tacoma, for example,
Mhm.
and then it'll say to the right is Anna Claire or whatever. But when you say ahead is Tacoma, it's kind of a little bit confusing to me. So that's another thing. And Lazarillo, as you come closer to the edge of the where the intersections intersect, where the next street crosses the other one, it'll let you know, even as close as 10 feet or whatever. I didn't see that with Soundscape. So I know this is still in early access and lots of things are yet to be, done properly. But as it is, it's a very good app, and actually one can use it. The other problem that I had with it was that when I tried to search my local post office, as you can hear on that
Yeah,
demo
I noticed
for
that.
a reason, yeah, it just wasn't finding it. And then I tried to search for my home address or and stuff like that, and I just wasn't finding it. However, when I'm on my street, it tells me I'm on my street. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
didn't notice
it's a work in progress. Yeah.
I didn't try searching for anything, but I just did like what's nearby, and that seemed to work pretty good for me. Like I just chose food, and it showed all the places near me. Of course, I have a lot more places near
There
me
was none
than
in
you
my
have
area. Yeah.
near you, so you couldn't really test that out. But yeah, one thing I noticed, I was to see if you figured out a way. Is there a setting where you could change the units? Because for me, everything's in meters, and it's like I don't know meters. Like I want to
No,
know feet and
no.
miles, and I couldn't find
Right
a way to
now,
change it.
yeah, right now they don't have Imperial yet. So this is one of those things that they're going to be working on, but
Yeah,
right now it's only in, metric, meters and kilometers and all of that good stuff.
which
But
makes sense. This thing is
yeah,
still in beta, so
yeah, but being in an early access, I said it's damn good for what it does right now.
yeah,
And I like the little. I'm not a sound person, and
yeah,
the good news though is that one doesn't have to use the headset if you don't want to use the headset. But if you want that immersive whatever, then you could use the
yeah.
headset and all of that. But
It
I
reminds me of
find out
playing a
without it.
video game. I don't know if you've like if you ever played like The Last of Us or something. When a game
No.
is actually accessible, what they'll do is they'll have these sounds that they play to let you know where you're supposed to go next, right? So it's kind of a clue as to like move your character this way, and it works the same way where it's stereo. So it's best if you're wearing a headset and you can just turn toward the sound and start walking towards the sound. So it's kind of like playing a video game to get where you want to get.
That's really neat. So, I'm really glad that we have it because it's been a long time, hasn't it, John? Hasn't it been? It's been a long
I
time.
don't
I
even
know
know
people.
how long it's
Yeah,
been on iOS, but
yeah. Well,
Microsoft
it's
gave up
been
on it. I'm
there.
glad they open sourced it so that other people could, bring
Yeah.
it to Android since they weren't going to.
And actually, I think these guys did a very good job because it wasn't that long ago that Microsoft discontinued the app on Apple. I think was that like 2 years ago. Something tells me that was like, or maybe was it 3 years ago? Google will tell us if one asks, but I think it was about 2 years ago or thereabouts that it got discontinued. I remember talking with some lady who started the project. I was doing one research with her, and she had mentioned the fact that it kind of broke her heart when they decided to discontinue it. And this was like over a year ago when I was talking with her. So yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't too long ago when it got discontinued. Coming up is our Tip of the Week segment. This is a segment where we show you a trick or two on how to use a certain feature on your phone or any given app. If you have a tip that you would like to share with our listeners, feel free to send us such a tip to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your tip of the week. And now, to close today's episode, let's turn on to the tip of the week. And John has something about how to go about customization. In other words, customizing the recent app screen on your Samsung device. And here's John now to give us that instruction on how to go about doing so. John?
Hello, John here, and this is going to go out to those listeners who are Samsung users. What I'm going to do is show you a way to change your recent app screen or overview screen to be a lot less frustrating. Samsung has messed up the TalkBack experience in One UI 7 and continuing that in One UI 8, and I'll show you what I mean by that.
Recent apps, Google Play Store.
So now I've brought up the recent app screen. I'm just going to go to the first item.
2 items active in background.
So this is near the top left of the screen and swiping right.
More options button. More options.
This just takes you to where you can turn on or off suggestions, but after this are the apps.
Messages.
And what you'll notice as I'm swiping through these,
Google Play Services. Chrome. Advanced options Chrome button. Google Play Store. Close all.
is that only one of them had the advanced options, and that is the one that's currently focused on the screen. And swiping does not scroll the screen. So if I swipe back to the left,
Google Play Store. Advanced options Chrome button. Chrome. Google Play Services. Messages.
I would like to swipe left again here to go to the previous app, but instead it's going to go to more options.
More options button. More options.
So what you actually have to do is scroll the screen manually by sliding 2 fingers.
Messages.
And it does work.
News.
I'm sliding 2 fingers
Google Gemini.
and it's changing it.
Google.
And then if I want advanced options, I can just swipe right with 1 finger
Advanced options Google button.
to get to advanced options. So it is usable
Google Home.
if you like swiping with 2 fingers, but a lot of people just like to use one hand to swipe with 1 finger. And I'm going to show you a way to correct this. Home Up, which is a good lock module, lets you choose to have a different style of recent screen, and that's what we're going to do, or what they call the task changer. So backing out of this, it should take me back into the Play Store where I was,
Play Store. Navigate up.
and I'm on the page for Good Lock.
Good luck. Samsung Electronics Company Limited.
You can get this from the Galaxy Store or the Play Store, but I'm in the Play Store, and it's obviously by Samsung.
Install.
I'm going to hit install.
Verified by Play Protect. Navigate up. Good luck. Installing. One more notification. Open.
And now that it's installed, I'm going to hit open.
Good luck. Loading. Press the screen to skip it. To continue, agree to our terms of service.
Of course, I'm just going to agree.
Agree and continue. Gift box.
And now in this interface, the quickest way to find what we are looking for is to find the tabs near the top of the screen.
Not selected. Clock.
And look for the one called home screen.
Not selected. Extensions. Not selected. Gestures. Not selected. Home screen. Selected.
And then once you have selected this, there's 3 options.
Theme park. Easily and quickly create and apply themes. Wonderland. Create 3D motion wallpapers with various effects. Home up. Create your own One UI home with Home up.
This third one is what you want. So I'm going to double tap here.
Navigate up. Home up.
Just swiping through,
Create your own One UI home with Home up. Install.
hitting install.
Navigate up.
And now once this is installed and I back out, it should be at the top of the list on this previous screen.
Gift box. Theme park. Easily and quickly create and apply themes.
So it should be above this.
Home up. Create your own One UI home with Home up.
Double tapping on it.
Home up. Redesign your home. Decorate your home screen with various stickers.
Now I'm just going to skip through this onboarding.
Next. Page 2 of 3. Next. Page 3 of 3. Try it. Home up. Navigate up.
And I'll show you some of the options here.
More options. Home up. Off.
First, we need to turn it on,
Checked. On.
and then continuing to swipe.
Home screen. Home screen grid loop pages background blur control.
We won't actually be customizing the home screen, so I'm going to keep going.
On. Backup and restore. Screen layout backup restore. Off. Task changer. Layout type detail settings.
This is what we want. I'm going to go in here,
Task changer. Navigate up. Task changer.
swiping to the right,
Task changer. Off.
going to turn it on.
Checked. On.
And now that it's on, we can choose our style.
Layout type. Tilt stack. Selected.
Tilt stack is the default style, but we have 3 other options: grid, vertical list, and slim list.
Grid. Not selected.
But I'm just going to change to grid because as long as you change it to anything other than the default, you will, for whatever reason, now be able to swipe and have it automatically scroll. And I'll just show you real quick.
Checked. Not checked. Selected.
Bringing up the recent screen now.
Recent apps. Google Play Store.
And I'm just going to swipe through these to show you.
Advanced options. Google Play Services button. Google Play Services. Advanced options. News button. News.
And as you might have heard, it scrolled the screen.
Advanced options. Good luck button. Good luck. Advanced options. Chrome button. Chrome. Advanced options. Messages button. Messages. Advanced options. Seeing AI button.
Again, it scrolled the screen. So I don't know if there's 4 or maybe 6 showing on the screen at a time when you've selected grid. But I'm going to back out of this.
Advanced options. Play Store button. Task changer. Grid. Selected.
And I'm going to select
Vertical list. Not selected. Slim list. Not selected.
slim list because slim list is also a vertical list, but it only shows the text and icon for the app rather than trying to give you a thumbnail or preview of it, which makes more room for more apps on the screen. So I'm going to select this.
Checked. Not checked. Selected.
Then I'm going to bring up the recent screen.
Recent apps. Advanced options. Play Store button.
And I'm just going to explore to show you what's on the screen. Starting at the bottom.
Close all.
Close all will always be at the bottom, but then right above that is the most recent app you're in.
Good luck.
And then as you move up,
Google Play Store. Chrome.
there's a vertical list
Google Play Services. Messages. News.
of all the apps you've recently opened, and swiping right,
Advanced options, news button,
On any one of these will take you to advanced options, and of course swiping left.
news. Advanced options, seeing AI button, seeing AI. Advanced options, Gemini button, Google Gemini.
As you heard, it scrolled the screen automatically.
Advanced options, Google button, Google.
So I can just continue to swipe through all of this, or just explore the screen, because there's about 8 apps that'll be shown on the screen at one time.
Google. Red Nest. Reddit.
So you can just quickly
Home. Google.
find the one you want to open and double tap on it.
Chrome. Close tab.
That's just a quick demonstration of how to change your task changer to make it work better in Samsung One UI 7 or 8. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, John. This is something that, came up on our email list, wasn't it?
Yeah.
People are wanting to know how to do things of this nature. And I know this is an area that sometimes is kind of, third-party apps, launchers, it's a mess.
Yeah, what the
Sometimes.
issue is and if you've already seen the discussion on the list, but if you're on a Pixel device, it's different from every manufacturer. So I'm just going to say Pixel for this example. But on a Pixel device, I think it's also like this on Motorola. But if you are using a third-party app for your launcher, then it makes your recent screen harder to navigate, right? So, and I explained that in the demo. But with Samsung's One UI 7 and One UI 8, now it's like this all the time. Even if you're using Samsung stock launcher, it's like this. You can't swipe between items. So I thought, this is a problem people are going to be having. I think it's about time I did a tip of the week showing how you can make it a little less frustrating if that's how you do it. I mean, if you're the type, and I think you are, Warren, if you're the type that just uses 2 fingers to scroll your app screen anyway, and then explore to touch it, you won't even notice anything, right? But for those of us that swipe with 1 finger to go between apps, we will definitely notice it. So hopefully this helps to, correct it a little bit for some of those Samsung users out there.
Exactly. Yeah. So it becomes a problem if you're a 1-finger user, just not very intuitive. Like you indicated, John, most of the time I just use 2 fingers to swipe between them anyways. So it's not a problem for me when I'm using my Galaxy device at all.
And I actually like the list style anyway. Like, even if you're exploring, like, it's still a little faster to get to what you want if it's the app I was using about 3 apps ago. So it should be like near the center of the screen. And then when you hear what's in focus, you either move your finger up or down to get to the app. Like, it is, even if you do explore, like, it is a different way of doing things. It could be more efficient for you. So yeah, it's, I've used it for a while now. I'm glad it's an option on Samsung phones. I wish other manufacturers would let you customize the recent screen a little more, but usually they don't. I think Samsung's the only one I've come across that lets you. And of course, it's not even built into the operating system. You have to download GoodLock and install a certain GoodLock module just to get access to these customizations. But yeah, I do like it. I've used it for a while now.
Yeah, it does make sense if one could choose a different way of doing things. And sometimes it's not often the case, as you indicated. But if you have that good luck, you could change the way that it looks if you want something different. Most people, however, just leave it as, because in reality, a sighted person can see the whole thing, because usually the one that is focused on, it's like almost the whole screen, center there, and just to the sides you have the whatever. But so you can have a whole panorama view of the whole app and decide whether you want to use it or you move to the next one. So I'm glad we have that on Samsung. Like I say, Samsung does have some good stuff that I wish we could have on the Pixel. Some of the customizations that we do not have. Samsung has lots of customizations. I'm glad we have that.
Mm-hmm.
All good things must end. Thus, it's curtain drawing time, bringing us to the close of this week's episode. Coming up, though, we give you information on how to get hold of us. Well, folks, with that, though, we come to this week's end of the episode. As always, we're glad that you guys join us. John, though, is going to give you information on how to get hold of us. And don't forget, you can always contact us either through our email here or use the information that John is about to give you. And here's John to give you that information on how to get hold of us.
To contact us, simply send an email to contactus@blindandroidusers.com. If you'd prefer, you can leave a voicemail by calling +1 307 202 9797. You can join our mailing list by sending a blank email to blindandroidusers+subscribe@groups.io. You can join our Facebook and Telegram groups or subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links in the podcast show notes or YouTube video description. And you can find all of this information and more at our website, blindandroidusers.com.
Thanks so much, John. And as always, guys, we look forward to seeing you again next week, God willing. And until then, we want to say goodbye from me. Have a great week, and God bless you guys.
Goodbye. Have a great 2 weeks. I'll be back in 2 weeks.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. Until we see you next week, don't forget to leave us your comments and suggestions via our email contact or using any of our social media sites. Have a great week.